Today's skill is called the throw up metaphor. I want you to think about if you were standing there and you were with somebody and suddenly they just physically threw up on you. What would you do? Would you stand there and just kind of sit in it? Would you ask them if they're okay? Would you run and shower and try to get off of you as quick as possible? That's probably what I would do. Would you consider eating it? What would happen if you ate that throw up that's on you? It would make you sick. You may throw up on yourself or someone else. It's kind of this cycle, right? Think about now mentally and emotionally with words. If someone's not feeling well mentally and they come and they throw up on you, that can be through their words, maybe even through their actions. What do? Do you typically eat it and do you take that in and do you let it make you sick? Or do you put a shield up and make sure that that doesn't enter you? Do you quickly wash it off when it comes on you or do you sit in it? How often do you actually eat it? This is a disgusting metaphor, but it really is helpful and it's helped a lot of my clients. They always come back and tell me that they always think about this. First, you need to identify when you're being thrown up on. And you can be mindful of this and stop in the moment and think about, oh my gosh, this person is really throwing up on me. Like they are taking it out on me and they are not feeling well, their anger or their anxiety or their OCD or whatever, and they're throwing up on me. So you first need to recognize that. Then we need to recognize, okay, what do I do about this? Do I want to eat it? Do I want to let it make me sick? Oftentimes we eat it because we think that that's going to make the other person feel better. Really, that doesn't, right? That doesn't make them feel better. It just makes us sick too. So you want to think about, am I going to eat it? Am I going to put up a shield and make sure that it doesn't touch me? And then you want to think about, how can I help that person but still keep my own boundaries? So this metaphor is really aligned with boundaries, with being present and mindful. But overall, we really want to just be noticing when we're being thrown up on and what we want to do about it. We want to think about the boundary we want to set so that person can still feel like we care and we're able to be present with them, but we're not eating it ourselves. Another thing to consider is sometimes we are just sick and we throw up too. And so when you are sick, we want to think about, this is so funny, I mentioned this in my clients, but we want to throw up in the proper way, the proper bucket, not on a person, not on someone else, right? We want to think about coping skills and ways that we can get that anger or that strong emotion out in a healthy way. And we're not just throwing up on other people because that's going to make them sick. They may resent us eventually for that. So we really want to avoid that. So think about where you're throwing up when you're sick, where you're putting it in, and what you're doing with it. We can use a lot of coping skills in this place. We can think about what ways we can get that stress and that negative energy out and not throw up on other people. To wrap up, we want to think about when we're being thrown up on, what's going on and how can we manage it? How can we put up some kind of shield or something to shield us from that throw up? Make sure we're not eating it and taking it in. If we accidentally do, notice how sick it makes you feel. We want to consider when we are sick, we want to get rid of that in a healthy way and not be throwing up on other people. So all of this takes a lot of mindfulness. I really encourage you to try this technique. Really think about it throughout your week. Notice when you're being thrown up on and what you want to do about that. Watch for tomorrow's skill and I'll see you then.